Good day, folks. Another item in our series on health and wellness. So the previous talk I gave was on one of the three base causes of metabolic disturbance in a human, and that was acidosis. The second one is lymphatic stagnation. And I think most of the cancers stem from the lymphatic stagnation, and which we have now epidemic in the world. So let's imagine the cell again. The cell needs to be nourished. The blood does that. And the cell has waste products it produces because it's a process going on in there. And the waste is removed by the lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system is just as pervasive as the blood system in the body. And that's about 60,000 kilometers in a human. It eventually ends up in the colon or the bladder, which are part of, let's call it, the bigger sewage system, to remove the waste. Unfortunately, the lymphatic ducts do not have a pump. Like blood has a pump, which is the pulse inside the arteries. The lymphatic system only moves when the human moves. So let's say in your torso there's a lot of movement, your heart's beating and the lungs are expanding and the colon has peristaltic movements. But the best way to move lymph is for the human to move. And the best movement I've seen is to walk. It moves everything in the body, even the brain has to get rid of waste product. And the early sign of stagnation of the lymphatic system is tonsillitis. And so in young children we often see tonsil infections and tonsil swelling. The other one is because your tonsils are filters of the lymphatic system. And then the other one is the appendix. It's also a filter, and the adenoids next to the nasal passages in the sinus area of the face. So there are three filters. It's the tonsil and the sinus ducts and the appendix. So when they play up, you can already know that the lymph is busy stagnating. Also water retention, swelling of feet and swelling of hands and fingers. It means the lymphatic system is stalling. It's very dangerous because the waste cannot stay too long in the human body. It must get out. If it stays too long, the parasites start feeding on it. It attracts all sorts of bacteria that feed on it, and then it gives rise to other conditions and diseases which are secondary to the stagnation. And also people with very strong body odor, you can be sure the lymphatic system is stagnating. So really what we're talking about here is feeding and cleaning the cells. And feeding is the nourishment side, which hopefully is free of toxins. And the cleaning side is the lymphatic side. So eventually it ends up in a bowel movement or urine or perspiration. And so the body has a wonderful way of cleaning itself, but the only way it can feed itself is if we eat correctly. And that includes sunlight and sleep and fresh air and fresh water. So until next time, see you again, folks.